Agbakadidi amantoehene. You are responsible for your own life. Why me? What have I done wrong? Why? I thought I was the best in the family. Daddy, I did everything you wanted me to do. But when it was time to send me to high school, it wasn't meant to be. My father was not going to send me to high school. I was disappointed, sad, but not knowing he had some plans for me. I ended up in a training college to prepare myself to be an elementary school teacher. And that was the best decision my parents made for me. Studying at the training college was so easy because before I went to training college, my father had taught me all these Western instruments. A day I could count about 17 instruments in the house. From clarinet, trumpet, violin. So studying at the training college was just so easy. Completed training college, started to teach, but I was not satisfied. Even though I didn't go to high school, I was able to take all those courses. And by the time I finished my 4 years in training college, I was ready. I've taken all the courses that you're supposed to take for 5 years in a high school. So I did everything 4 years. Went to the National Academy of Music to study music so that I can teach in college. Before I realized, I was at the University of Ghana as a student, and then finally as what? A principal instructor. Still, I was not satisfied. At the University of Ghana, I was teaching all the foreign students, mostly from the United States, who came there to study African drumming. At the time, too, a young teacher, a young instructor, I wanted to buy a television. But my salary, it would take me about 10 years of savings to buy a television. At the same time, all the foreign students studying at the University of Ghana, there was no textbook they could use to study Ghanaian drumming or African drumming. So I have two reasons to buy a television and to make a textbook, compile a textbook for our foreign students. So I bought my television, and that pamphlet I made for them actually brought me to the United States. Because one of the students went to town to buy some instrument to send to America and met a professor from West Virginia University, Faini. And they were talking, I said, oh, I'm studying at the University of Ghana. And he was holding my pamphlet. And Faini saw the pamphlet. I said, what is that? I said, oh, our instructor at the university made it for, go and bring him. I want to talk to him. I was teaching my class, and this guy came, Mark Stone. He's now a professor at Oakland University. Pascal, let's go. Go where? Let's go to town. We are going to meet a professor from West Virginia. I said, I cannot stop my classes. Oh, no, let's go. We took a taxi. We went to this nice hotel, and they were sitting down drinking beer. He said, are you Pascal? I said, yes. What do you want to drink? I was so shy. Oh, I love beer. How many bottles? Oh, I said, only one. But maybe I took about 2 or something like that. Then he said, you wrote this book? I said, yes. What are your plans? I said, well, I've been applying to go to the US for about 2 years now. Anytime I applied, they said you have to pay $21,000. You want to go to West Virginia? That was the first time I heard of West Virginia. He took the phone and called the department. That was it. I found the person that is going to head our World Music Center, and the rest is history. That's how I got to the United States. Coming to the US was so good. I was happy. After 1 or 2 months, I realized, wait a minute, things are so different. The food, the culture, almost everything, I have to readjust. I tried to blend in, but things were not working for me. So I realized that I have to rediscover myself. Because si madza amodoki pa blare. Do doa kluvinya nyama. There are most of us, we are so afraid to own who we are. We are so afraid to blend in. We are all different. So, I realized that to make it in the US, I have to be myself. All those foreign instruments, all those Western instruments I was playing in Ghana, the trumpet, the violin, if I wanted to make it, I have to put them aside and take my drum. So even though I was taking all these courses with everybody else, Western, everything that they did, classical music, I was good at it. I can compose everything. But I realized if I wanted to actually claim my space in the US, to make it, I have to what? Make myself an African ambassador. So right in my head, I became my own Ghanaian cultural ambassador. Right in my head, I became my own African cultural ambassador. So all these years, for the past 25 years, I've been promoting African culture, Ghanaian culture in almost everything I do. There are setbacks. People call me names. I realized one time I was in a class, the professor saw the way I dress. He said, "Are you wearing a nightgown to class?" Oh boy, that changed everything. Since that day, I've been wearing African clothes wherever. I wore a suit once. I have about 10 suits, brand new, in my closet now. I won't put that on. I'll put this on. So I have my students to tell me, "How many do you have?" I say, "I can have one for each day of the year." Because I realized that koklo makpang na koklo. That if I want to make it in this life, I have to be myself. I have to claim my space, wherever I find myself. There are a lot of us, we pretend because we want to fit in. Some of us are afraid. We are at the faculty meeting. We are at the board meeting. You are in the church. You are so shy to bring your views because they'll think, "Oh, no, you don't have anything. No, we don't trust you. People don't respect you." Sometimes you are going to give your good ideas. Somebody will take that idea and they make it their own. Because of who you are, they will not even respect what you're saying. But 2 or 3 days after, somebody else will take the same ideas and that person will have all the glory. But it is okay. Because there's going to be only one Paschal Young on this planet. There's going to be only one Dan on this planet. There's going to be only one of you on this planet. There's going to be only one Gbagbo Divine on this planet, one Zama Badu Young on this planet. In other words, there is no way you can be somebody else You can learn all their ways, all their success. You can learn from what they have achieved. But you have to create your own. Create your own space. There will be obstacles. They will call you names. But in that your circle of life, trust those people who encourage you. In that your space, you're going to find people who respect you. In that your space, you're going to be able to find success if only you know who you are. And again, to be responsible for your life, you got to be ready to make mistakes. And I made a lot of mistakes. But you have to quickly learn from those mistakes and move on. You have to be your own ruler. You have to be your own ruler measuring your life. No, this is not good. I have to be this. And you have to be your own eraser. Erase those bad things from your life. If it is not good, erase it, move forward. If you do that, you are going to own your space. You are going to claim that space. People don't respect you, it's okay. Because to make it, you got to be proud of who you are. To make it, you got to be responsible. Don't blame anybody. I tell my students, don't blame the professor. The professor is not going to help you. It's just there as a guide. If you don't listen to your professors, you fail your class, you fail in life, don't blame any professor. Blame yourself. Don't blame your parents. Because most of us, we just don't want to claim our space. You are responsible for whatever happens to us on this planet. The drum or the arts will always be part of my space. Thank you.